Hi everybody, Brent Jones, New Home Source Realty. How are you? Hope you're having a great week. Wanted to chat a little bit, in this crazy market that we're in. Does it look dark in here to y'all? See if that's any better. Anyway, in this crazy market that we're in, cash is king. When you're buying a house, cash is king. But have you ever really thought why that is? Why exactly is cash king when coming to buying a house? Why would sellers really prefer cash over other types of buyers? Let's chat about that. Before we get started, click notifications, follow me, like this video, and leave a comment. So in this market that we're in, cash is king. People are coming to Texas, North Texas, from all over the country. And in a lot of those areas, the markets there are 3 times what they are here. And so they're selling their houses there, California, wherever. Not just California, but Washington State, New York, lots of places, Oregon, Minnesota, Phoenix, lots of different places. I have 3 families moving here from Phoenix. But anyway, they're selling their house there and they're coming to Texas with a truckload of cash and they're ready to buy houses and they have no problem with overpaying. But why exactly would a seller prefer a cash buyer over a buyer that's going to go get a loan like a conventional or FHA or VA? Because if you think about it, once the transaction closes, the title company is just going to cut the seller a check. It's not like the title company is going to hand them a bag of cash, nickels and dimes and quarters. So it all comes down to a check, one way or the other. So if the buyer is getting financing, the title company is going to cut them a check. And if the transaction is cash, the title company is still just going to cut them a check. So what really is the advantage? Well, there are definitely some advantage to a cash buyer. So for openers, a cash buyer can close quickly, and by quickly, I mean quickly. I mean like 10 days, fast. So if that's what the seller is looking for, if they really want to sell fast and get out fast, because there's no financing, there's no underwriting for the buyer to have to go through, they can close fast. Typically, if you're going to go get a financing, a financed buyer, whether it's conventional, FHA, or VA, you're looking at 4 to 6 weeks, especially with VA. VA being government, they tend to take time. I would say that conventional is going to need probably 3 weeks, FHA 4 weeks, and VA 6 weeks. Now that can vary, but still that's going to be basically what it's going to be. The other advantage of cash is there's no appraisal. Now the buyer can have an appraisal done just for his own basic information, but there's no appraisal because when you're getting a loan, you have to have it appraised because the mortgage company is not going to overpay for the house. The mortgage company is going to loan on the agreed to sales price or the appraised price, whichever is lower. So there's no appraisal issues with a cash buyer, but there are when you're going to go get a loan. And that's part of the reason why FHA and VA buyers are at a disadvantage, because if the house doesn't appraise, FHA and VA buyers can terminate the contract and go on down the road, get their earnest money back and go on down the road. And sellers know that. So sellers would be, quote unquote, married to them for the last 4 to 6 weeks, and then a week before closing, the whole thing is going to blow up. So no appraisal worries when you come to cash. There's no qualifying worries. Obviously, there is no loan, so there's nothing for the cash buyer to qualify for. Obviously, when you're going to go get a loan, you do have to qualify. Nowadays, it's not really much of a worry whether the buyer is going to qualify or not, because they really have the system down good. But there's no qualifying with cash buyers, and there's no surveys either. Now, the cash buyer can ask for a survey, but they don't have to have a survey. So there are definitely some advantages to cash buyers. Closing fast, no appraisal issues, no qualifying issues. Now, there is a system out there. It's called Ribbon, and what it does is it converts buyers to cash. So if you're going to get a VA, conventional, or FHA loan, Ribbon can actually convert you to a cash buyer. They buy the house, and then after closing, the buyer refinances and buys it back from Ribbon. But you can write up the offer as a cash buyer, so it makes you very competitive. So anyway, hope this helps. Anything I can do to be of help, let me know. Brent Jones, New Home Source Realty, 214-649-4528. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.